Okay, just tell me your name and how to spell it and your title of your company.
John Alexander is my name. Last name spelled Alexander. And I'm the Director of Integrated Technical Communications for Manitowoc Crane Care.
Wow, sounds...
It's a large title.
Yeah. Really.
Basically, it's the Director of Training,
Okay.
the Director of Technical Publications, and also the Director of Fleet Management.
It's a lot of responsibility. Well, tell us a little bit about what brought Manitowoc Crane to choose OSU IT as a spot to do some training for the company.
Primarily, our relationship with two of our dealers that are OSU, longtime OSU partners, H&E Equipment Services and Kirby Smith Machinery. Both of those dealers happen to be Komatsu dealers and Manitowoc dealers. And for a number of years, both of those dealers have asked Manitowoc to help them find technicians and train technicians. The crane industry is quite a bit different than typical heavy equipment and dirt industry, so the technicians are somewhat specialized. So they're hard to find, and it takes quite a bit of time to train these guys. So the difficulties that our dealers across the country has had over the last 10-15 years trying to find and retain skilled technicians basically led us into listening to our distributors and coming to OSU, seeing the program that you have with Komatsu and Caterpillar, and we were very impressed with it. So we decided it was time to do it, and I guess about a year and a half ago we started down this path to I guess the October starting class this year is our first class.
Great. So what kind of expectations do you have for the class?
Well, these technicians, when they come out of the 2-year program, they're going to have a pretty good experience with cranes. The amount of the training they're going to receive here is going to be in an introductory level in terms of what we offer at the factories. So my expectation here is when the guys come out of this class, they're going to be able to go into our training programs at the factories and be where someone would be after probably 8 to 10 weeks of training. If a technician comes to Manitowoc and goes through a single level of training, it's a week-long, steady week-long training. But then to go back to their dealership and work for 6 months or whatever in between the training classes, that experience that they gain here during that period of time is going to be equivalent to that experience that they're going to gain at the dealerships. But I think they're going to be able to do it at a much faster pace than what they do typically.
Has Manitowoc done something like this in the future and has it been successful?
We've never done anything like this. Our training programs in the past have always been, as a matter of fact, they've been free. Up until the last 5 or 6 years, we started to actually charge for our training classes and reinvest those funds into our training programs to make them better. 10 years ago, when those classes were free, technicians were mechanics. The machines were much simpler in design. You could be a mechanic and swap parts out to diagnose problems on a crane. And today, the complexity of the crane itself has led us to have to build technicians and not build mechanics so much, but these technicians have to be experienced with computers and electronic systems in a way that they've never been required before in the past.
And is there a specific place that you're looking for these technicians to enter this, or is this kind of like open to anybody that might think this is a good career for them?
I think it's obviously open for anyone that's looking for a career. I think for the most part, people that are in the crane industry, they don't go into the crane industry for 6 months and leave and go somewhere else. The crane industry is very unique, very complex, very challenging, and I think the technicians that enter this field stay in this field for a career, for a lifetime.
And it sounds like it's complex and challenging and unique. It's probably a career that's going to pay well and you're going to make out pretty good as far as.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the seasoned crane technicians, those in the field are, some of them are making six figures, I believe. I know some of the training instructors that work for some of the private training facilities and unions that work on cranes. Again, very complex, very unique products. And you can't always just take someone that's worked on tractors and put them on a crane. It's just not the same type of equipment. So you have to have someone that's good with turning wrenches, but also someone that's very adept at learning electronics and how cranes, cranes have operating systems much like automobiles do today in terms of how they're computer controlled and monitored. So you have to have a very, very good understanding of how these systems work electronically, because the electronics are quite often electronics control the hydraulic and mechanical operations of the crane.